Good morning everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is GeGe from GeGe Movement, and today we have a short morning mobility flow just to wake up the body from the feet all the way up towards the head. So all you need is yourself and your mat. So we're going to start seated on the bum with the legs out in front of us, and we're starting from the feet. So lean back into the hands, you're going to turn the toes out and then in as they cross over each other, in and out and in and out. Any crunching or popping you hear or feel, don't worry about it. You just woke up. Flex and point in the toes now, so flexing the toes all the way towards the face and then pointing the toes down towards the mat, getting the maximum stretch either way in the foot. Creating a supple and stable base of support. From here, coming all the way onto the knees, you're going to sit on your heels, lean back into your hands again. You can always prop yourself up with some blocks, and you're going to lift one knee and then the other. This is stretching the tops of the feet in a pointed position, so this can feel quite challenging for some people. You can always roll up a blanket underneath your feet too, so it doesn't feel so harsh or painful. From here, we're going to go into the hamstrings. So maybe shake your legs out a little bit, then bend the knees in towards you, kneecaps face upwards. You're going to hold on to the tops of your feet, or rather flexing the toes towards the face, and then leaning the chest forward, straightening through the spine, you're going to start to stretch the hamstrings. As you breathe in, you hold. And as you exhale, you start to get deeper down into the stretch, maybe moving those feet away from you. When you've reached what feels like your limit, you're going to stay where you are. Always make sure that the spine stays nice and straight, that there's space between the shoulders and the ears. Taking your last stretch in this position. And starting to come up, we're going to move into some hip rotations. So planting the feet in front of you, just a little bit wider than hip width apart. And we're going to take some 90-90 switches, so taking the knees from one side to the other. Always the option to lean back into the hands if this is a little challenging. Sometimes people can get a little pain in their lower back from sitting up straight like this. Just gently dropping the knees side to side, the feet are flexed. So adding on here, always an option, you can start to come up onto the knees, lifting the hips, coming into a bit of a hip flexor stretch every time you come up. I want you to think about really pushing your hips forward every single time. Squeezing your glutes. And keeping that chest lifted nice and high. From here, you're going to add on again. So you're switching, you're lifting, and then you're bringing your foot out into a lunge. So switch, lift, and lunge. All of these are options. The most advanced version is one where you don't use your hands at all to help you up or down. This can take a lot of control and precision. So if you do need to put your hands down and work up towards this, that's not a problem at all. Getting into the hip flexor on each side. Squeezing the navel towards the spine. Okay, releasing that, lean back into the hands, just take a second, and then we're going to come into a 90-90 position with the right leg forward and the left leg back, so 90-degree angle at the front and at the back, and nice active feet. We're going to thread the needle, so you're going to bring your left elbow up and then thread it underneath the right arm 4 times. So really rotating through the spine, lift the chest, and then thread it underneath. And on your last rep, you're going to stay down in the stretch for a couple of breaths. This is stretching through the left lats, it's stretching through the right glute, internal and external rotation of that ball and socket joint in the hip. Really focusing on bringing that left hip down towards the ground. Beautiful job. And then keeping the legs as they are, you're going to lean back and this will give you a nice IT band and quad and hip flexor stretch into that back left leg. Great job. We're going to do both of those things on the other side. So coming to your 90-90 position on the left side, and you're bringing the right elbow up and threading the arm underneath for 2, for 3, and your last rotation here and holding in that threaded needle position. Again, same applies here, so it's the right lat muscles and the left glute. And we're lowering the right hip down towards the ground as much as we can. Coming up, keep the legs as they are and lean back into the hands. Hopefully by now starting to feel a little bit looser, a little bit more awake. And now we're going to go into mobilizing the spine. So coming onto your stomach, you're going to slide the hands in line with the rib cage, pulling the elbows in towards one another and ripple upwards, and then looking back over your right shoulder, ripple down. Ripple upwards, look back over your left shoulder and ripple down. So alternating which way you look every single time. So we're articulating vertebrae by vertebrae through the spine and then getting a nice rotation in the neck and in the cervical spine. Maybe getting a little bit more height every time, really thinking about hugging in with those elbows. Nice job. From here, coming to sit on the bum, we're going to take more spinal rotations. So you can always prop yourself up, you can sit on a block if you wish as well here. Bringing the hands towards the chest, you're going to rotate and then extend the arm back in line with that shoulder. So extending and twist, extend and twist, maybe a little smile as well, keeping space between the shoulders and the ears. And you can use resistance with the hand that's holding onto the leg when you extend your arms to get deeper into that twist. Nice active strong arm line here with active fingers. Okay, seated cat-cow, so taking the chest forward and then rounding through the spine. You're holding onto the tops of the knees or the shins as you lean forward and back. If you've ever done cat-cow in a tabletop position, this is simply the seated version, again articulating through the spine. Hopefully feeling a lovely stretch along that upper back as you go into that slouched position, and then through the chest when you open up. Beautiful job. From here, coming onto your bum, you're going to extend your right leg out long to the side and the left foot is going to come into the groin and your hips are facing forward over that left foot. We're going to take a side reach over the outstretched leg with the left arm, and then pressing back into the left hand, you're going to reach the right arm up and overhead, coming into a hip flexor stretch. So flowing through this, lifting the hips, pushing them forward, and then coming back down into that side stretch. The aim of the game here is control, not flopping down onto your bum, but making sure that everything is very smooth here. Nice job, getting a little bit of a back bend there. And then doing the same thing on the other side, maybe without using your hands to swap the legs. Take the side reach and then the side reach going in the opposite direction. So you're stretching your side body, your obliques, and then your hip flexors and the front of your abs. As well as getting a lovely external rotation in those hips either side. Nice job. From here, come into a cross-legged position if that works for you. We're going to work into the neck. So tipping your head to the right, ear towards shoulder. And then taking a small amount of movement here. So nodding the head forward and back to the side. Head forward and back to the side. Small micro movement breathing into the opposite side of the neck. You can also walk the opposite fingertips out to increase the stretch. Roll the shoulders in between to reset, and we're going to take that on the other side. So left ear to left shoulder, crawl out the right fingertips, and then rotating the head back and forth. Just working, lubricating those neck muscles. Good job, everybody. From here, roll the shoulders up and back again. We're going to go into the arms and the hands. So we're going to take a rotation here. You're going to bring your hands to prayer, rotate them outwards. So you're doing sort of a circular motion with both hands at the same time, and then reverse that motion. So it goes palm to palm and then wrist to wrist. From here, coming into some shoulder mobility, bringing elbow to elbow and palm to palm, come out into a T shape and then rotate those hands downwards. So palm to palm, T shape, invert, come back to T, and then back to those elbows and palms together. So rotating through the shoulder joint here. If this feels like too much, either reduce your range of motion to make the movement smaller, or take it one arm at a time. Taking care to knit the rib cage together and keep everything solid so that you're not overextending through your spine and pushing your chest too far forward. Good job. Roll the shoulders up to your ears, let them down. You're done. You can have a little dance like me, a shower, or just go straight on with your day. Either way, I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.